Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the NISAR mission, a satellite which will be launched in collaboration of NASA and ISRO. So first let us look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then what is the NISAR mission or what is the NISAR satellite, then the contribution from both countries, that is India and US, that is from US side it is NASA and from India side it is ISRO. Then what will be the benefit of the mission NISAR, and then what is the time period of the mission. In the end, a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is Science and Technology. See, from both mains and prelims perspective, from prelims you should be able to know that which all countries are associated with NISAR and what is the time period and what is the speciality. And from mains perspective you should be able to know what will be the benefits which people or the humankind will get from this satellite. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says NASA ISRO partnership satellite all set to arrive in India. What is NISAR and its mission? So as the headline makes it very clear that NISAR is in collaboration with NASA and ISRO, that is US and India, and this satellite is being made in US, but now after being completed this will be transported to India and from India it will be launched. So look at this picture. This is the picture of NISAR satellite, the main component of the NISAR satellite, and this is the tweet which was put by the NASA, and it says, we are partnering with ISRO to launch NISAR, a new satellite that will give us a close up look at changes in Earth's crust using advanced radar imaging. So the important word from this tweet you can see is, first is NISAR, that is ISRO and NASA, then comes Earth crust, and then radar imaging. So few of the very important pictures you will be able to see. Then let us see what is happening in news. So NISAR is jointly developed by NASA and ISRO, and it will be an Earth observation satellite. Important point, you should be able to know which kind of a satellite it will be. It will be an Earth observation satellite. It means it will observe the Earth and will send us the information that what all is happening. And then NISAR, as the name itself tells you, that it consists of NASA and then ISRO and then synthetic aperture radar. N for NASA, I for ISRO, S is synthetic, A is aperture and R is radar. And then this will send off ceremony at the American Space Agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So the send off ceremony of the NISAR satellite has been done from the US, and now it will be coming to India, and from the Satish Dhawan Center, that is Andhra Pradesh, it will be projected to its destination. So the SUV size satellite, you can say that this will be a big satellite in size, will be shipped to India in a special cargo container flight, and the possible launch of NISAR as per now will be done in 2024 from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Andhra Pradesh. So the important point for you from this slide becomes, first is both the countries which is involved, and then the probable launch or the possible launch will be in the year 2024. Now let us talk about what is NISAR mission. Look at this picture. This will be the end result when the NISAR satellite will be placed at its destination. So this is how it will look like. Then the US and India under a partnership agreement which was signed in the year 2014. So the NISAR agreement was signed in the year 2014, and since then the work has been ongoing for this completion of this project, and now it has been done from the US side, and now the satellite will be coming to India to take off, and the weight of the satellite is 2800 kilograms, and this will be placed in the near polar orbit. In the near polar orbit this satellite will be placed. Important points, you should be able to know that the satellite will be placed in which orbit. So this is near polar orbit, and the satellite will consist of both L-band and S-band synthetic aperture radar instrument. See, you do not have to go into the details. All you have to know is the things from the upside, that what all is included in it. So it is L band and S band, and these will make it a dual frequency imaging radar satellite. Dual word is important here. And one of the speciality is the presence of a large 39-foot stationary antenna reflector. You should be able to see this thing. The satellite will consist of a huge antenna. So this huge antenna, which is 39-foot stationary antenna reflector, is this I would say a different feature of this satellite, and this is made up of gold plated wire mesh. So this antenna is made up of gold plated wires. You can see this. This is made up of gold plated wires. Then the reflector will be used to focus the radar signals emitted and received by the upward facing feed on the instrument structure. Because the instrument, see, the satellite which is going upside, and this will be in the near polar orbit. So the satellite needs to have a reflector or an antenna which transmits signals, because this is how the ISRO or the NASA will communicate to the satellite. So the upward and downward link of the signals needs to be very proper, and that is why having a good antenna is of utmost importance. Then comes what is the contribution from both countries, that what NASA will be giving and what ISRO will be giving. So NASA will be providing the L band radar, the GPS system, so that everything can be tracked. Then a high capacity solid state recorder to store data, because the data comes in a very huge format and is a very bulky data. So the storage capacity has to be very large. And then a payload data subsystem. These are the things with which NASA will be providing. And now coming to ISRO, the things which ISRO will be giving is, they will be providing the S-band radar. See, you should be able to know that ISRO is giving the S-band radar while NASA is giving the L-band radar. So these are the things where the examiner can trick you by saying that NASA is giving the S-band radar while the ISRO is giving the L-band radar. So they can switch both the statements. So you should be clear, very much clear with it, that the ISRO will be giving the S-band radar and the GSLV launch system. And that is the reason, because of the GSLV launch system, our payload, that the satellite will be shifted from US to the India, and then the spacecraft. So these are the things which NASA and ISRO will be providing. Now let's come to the main point, which is what will be the benefit of this satellite. What is the benefit of the mission NISAR? So this will observe subtle changes in Earth's surfaces, or mainly Earth crust, because that will tell us that why the natural disasters which are happening, like volcanic eruptions or like earthquake, why is this happening, or this can even alert us in future that yeah, these things are about to happen. Then this will help us better understand the causes and consequences of such phenomena, and it will spot warning signs of natural disasters like volcanic eruptions, earthquake, landslides. So this will be a very important point, as presently we all know that the horrible scenes which we are able to see in Turkey, what is happening, 4 earthquakes have taken place and the whole country has been shaken down, and there's so many casualties happening. So these kind of warning is very important, so that we will be able to lessen the number of casualties, and if no casualties happen, that will be of great nature. Then the satellite will also measure groundwater levels, track flow rates of glaciers and ice sheets, because this is also one of the problems because of the climate change and the global warming. The ice sheets and the glaciers are melting at a very rapid pace. So to be able to know that what is the rate and how the glaciers and the ice sheets are behaving, and are they melting at a very high pace, we need to know the exact data and the pictures, and because of this the GPS system of US or the NASA will be of utmost help to us. monitor the planet's forest and agricultural regions, because the forest and agricultural regions are also depleting and are also getting vanished at a faster pace. So these things needs to be updated and needs to be improved with each passing day. Then which can improve our understanding of carbon exchange. Carbon exchange means we need to lower down on the emissions of the carbon, which is one of the most important topic of today's time, that the carbon emission or the use of fossil fuels should be reduced. So these are few of the benefits of the mission. Then comes SAR, which is synthetic aperture radar. This will help in producing high resolution images, because if the images will not be of high resolution, then the clarity of images will not be there, and if the clarity of images will not be there, then we will not be able to figure out that what is going on and what is not, what is of concerning nature to us and what is not. So the high resolution images is of utmost importance, so the scientists and the environmentalists all over the world will be able to see what needs to be done. Then SAR is capable of penetrating clouds and can collect data day and night regardless of the weather conditions. So this will be very good, that even in the harsh weather and even in the cloudy weather or the rainy weather, the SAR technique will help us giving all the high resolution images. Then according to NASA, this is what NASA says. According to NASA, the instrument's imaging SWAT, the width of the strip of data collected along the length of the orbit track is greater than 150 miles, that is 240 kilometers. Okay, till then it is fine, but the line which is of importance to you is not these three lines, that is, it allows it to image the entire earth in 12 days. This is the line which is important for you. So the three lines in the starting is like fine, you can give it a reading, but the important point is that because of the high width of the satellite, this satellite will be able to imagine the entire earth in 12 days. So entire earth can be imagined in 12 days. Now let us talk about the time period, that for how long the satellite will remain in the near polar orbit. So the satellite will operate for a minimum of 3 years. It means for 3 years it will function, and more than 3 years it will depend on it, but for minimum for 3 years it will function. Then NASA requires the L-band radar for its global science operations for at least 3 years. The L-band will be required for at least 3 years, and the ISRO will utilize the S-band radar for a minimum of 5 years. The L-band for 3 years, the ISRO S-band for 5 years. So this is the time period. So you should be able to know that the minimum time period is 3 years. Now before going to the prelims MCQ, I'll just show you one video which will show you, which will actually tell you, or you will be able to see that how actually the NISAR mission will work. So I'll just show you a video also. Okay, now see this video. This video will be able to tell you exactly how the NISAR mission would work. It is not a very long video. It is for 2 minutes. Okay, you should be able to see this. Try to observe things in this. The different types of stages can be seen, that how the payloads will get separated from each other. Now you will be able to see that the satellite is reaching its destination and is now opening and taking its the desired position that it has to take. Okay, this is the antenna, which is like the USP of the satellite, I would say. Now you can see that the antenna is opening. And now the satellite has taken its position. Okay, now it's time for the prelims MCQ. So you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. So consider the following statements regarding the NISAR mission. The first statement says it is an collaboration between NASA and ISRO. Second, it will spot warning signs of natural disasters. Third, satellite will operate for a minimum of 10 years. And you have to tell the correct answer, and the codes are 1 only, 1 and 3 only, 1 and 2 only, 1, 2 and 3. So try to solve the question, give me the answer in the comment section. And while seeing the video, you should be able to understand that how the satellite would work, as we have taken the video from a very credible source from the website of the NASA. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.